Shining, one of the most popular psychological horrors in cinematic history, which left people with their jaws dropped and in stare after coming out of the theater. The Shining is about an author named Jack Torrance who becomes the winter caretaker at the isolated Overlook Hotel in Colorado, hoping to cure his writer's block. He settles in along with his wife, Wendy, and his son, Danny, who is plagued with psychic premonitions, also known as the Shining. Having the Shining means being able to communicate with others using the mind, and gives people the ability to see things that have happened in the past or will happen in the future. As Jack's writing goes nowhere and Danny's visions become more disturbing, Jack discovers the hotel's dark secrets and begins to unravel into a homicidal manic hellbent on terrorizing his family. The Shining was directed by Stanley Kubrick in 1980. Stanley Kubrick is frequently cited one of the most influential filmmakers in cinematic history, producing movies such as 2001: A Space Odyssey, A Clockwork Orange, Eyes Wide Shut, Full Metal Jacket, Doctor Strangelove, and many more. His films cover a wide range of genres and are noted for their realism, dark humor, unique cinematography, extensive set designs, and evocative use of music. He's been nominated for an Oscar 4 times throughout his career and has won 27 awards for his films. The Shining was originally a novel written by Stephen King, who happens to hate the movie as he doesn't like how the movie ends compared to the book. Stephen King was inspired to write The Shining by an experience he had with his wife at Colorado's Stanley Hotel in 1974. King and his wife spent a night in room 217. During their short residency, they discovered that they were the only overnight guests, and King said that he had dreams while sleeping in that hotel that inspired the book. The Shining was not an easy movie to film. In fact, this shot of blood pouring out of the elevator took 1 full year to get right. They didn't have the technology we have today to make it look realistic without actually pouring liquids out of the elevator. So they had to fill up the elevator with blood-like liquid and open the door, allowing it to pour out and get the right shot. The actors in this movie were put through such a hard time that Shelley Duvall, who plays Wendy, started losing her hair because of how stressful it was. Playing the role of Wendy is an extremely hard position, but she did an amazing job portraying her sense of helplessness and despair when she realizes she's trapped at the hotel and her husband has an increasing urge to kill her and her son. The Shining was one of the first horror movies I watched and what grew my love for psychological horror movies. Even rewatching it today, I still get shivers down my spine and goosebumps as I see the slow, uneasy transition of Jack turning into a treacherous monster who would attempt such a heinous crime. One of the most memorable scenes out of many from The Shining is when Jack stumbles upon the Overlook's bar and party room, and although he and his family are the only people in the hotel, there is a room suddenly filled with life and people dressed as if it was the 20s. All these people are spirits of the Overlook Hotel and aren't real. As Jack is walking through the party, he bumps into Mr. Grady, who spills a drink on him. Mr. Grady was the previous caretaker of the Overlook Hotel. They both proceed to the washroom to wash it off. As Jack says,
Mr. Grady, you were the caretaker here. I recognize you. I saw your picture in the newspapers. You, chopped your wife and daughter up into little bits. And, then you blew your brains out.
Continued with an eerie pause, Grady responds with,
I'm sorry to differ with you, sir. But you are the caretaker. You've always been the caretaker. I should know, sir. I've always been here.
As they continue having this eerie conversation, Mr. Grady begins to provoke Jack into killing his family. acting as if it's his duty as caretaker. Most people believe that Mr. Grady is the evil spirit of the hotel, which possesses any caretaker into killing their family. This one scene sparked hundreds of conspiracies and theories of what it means, and had a big impact on the movie.
Your eyes held a message tender, saying I surrender all my love to you.